If you lead people in a high stakes environment, you don't need motivation, you need a system. I'm Joseph Shedd, and I've been leading in the US Navy for 19 years, where results are not optional and excuses don't survive contact with reality. Right now, I serve as a Command Master Chief for an organization that spans more than 110,000 square miles in 4 different states. I lead and develop more than 200 active duty sailors and civilian professionals, and I'm directly responsible for strengthening the leadership skills of over 50 frontline leaders. I've led teams through high-tempo operations, readiness cycles, complex transitions, and the kind of pressure that either sharpens your leaders or it exposes them. So if you're here because leadership feels heavy, messy, or harder than it looks, you're in the right place. Let me tell you what zero drift actually means. Zero drift is what happens when a leader stops reacting and starts operating with alignment, action, and outcomes. Alignment means that your people know the standard, the mission, and what right looks like. There's no confusion and there's no guessing. Action means you don't just talk about leadership, you execute it. You coach, you correct, you follow up, and you build those habits with your team. Outcomes means you measure what matters. You don't hope your team is improving, you know your team is improving. Most teams don't fail because they don't care. They fail because drift starts to creep in. Standards fade, communication gets sloppy, accountability gets inconsistent, and good people get frustrated. Then leaders get stuck doing everyone else's job. This channel exists to stop that drift. Here's exactly what you'll get from me every single week. You'll get practical leadership tools that you can use immediately, like systems to build a team that performs without you hovering, scripts for the conversations leaders avoid, and then they pay for them later, scorecards and simple ways to track what your team is actually doing, frameworks for decision-making, delegation, accountability, and culture. This isn't theory. This isn't motivational content. This is leadership you can run like a playbook. Because in real leadership, you don't get credit for intent. You get judged by your results. Now, let me be clear about my non-negotiables, because this is where most leaders, they get it wrong. First, trust and standards are not opposites. You can care about people and still hold a hard line on performance. Second, accountability and care go together. Accountability isn't punishment. It's leadership love with a backbone. If I let a standard slide, I'm not being nice. I'm being lazy, because the cost always shows up later. It shows up in burnout. It shows up in resentment. It shows up in your best people doing extra work because you have to carry those who are weak. So on this channel, we lead with clarity, consistency, and follow through. We don't hope they figure it out. We train them, we coach them, and we hold the line. And we build a culture where people want to perform because they know the team is real. If you're new here, don't bounce around randomly. Start with the foundation. Start with this video first. Stop doing your team's job. I give you this video as the accountability blueprint. It's linked in the comments. You don't want to miss it. This is how you fix the rescue cycle and stop being the leadership bottleneck. That video will give you immediate traction fast with your team. So if you're ready to lead with trust, enforce standards without being toxic, and build a team that executes without constant supervision, hit that subscribe button. I drop a video every single Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And if you want the system right now, go watch that accountability blueprint. Stop doing your team's job. That'll help you make real fixes right now. Welcome to Zero Drift Leadership. Let's get to work.